Today I fucked up by convincing my mom I needed the sex talk again. Few things you need to know. First off, I'm a freshman in college, but I'm living at home with my parents and my younger siblings due to COVID. Secondly, our basement has a dehumidifier and it's very loud, and right near where I'm sleeping. Alright, so it was a typical day. Nothing horrible happened until I was going to bed down in the basement. I was almost asleep when my mom came downstairs. Turns out, my youngest brother, I'll call him Joe, is at the age where the school will start to address puberty/sex. However, with distance learning, the teachers didn't want to do that over Zoom, so they said the parents should order their kid a book or talk to them. Now, I never really got the parental sex talk. I basically got what they gave me in health and a few brief messages from my parents, but I certainly knew all about sex, and was almost done with puberty. Anyway, my mom wanted me to preview a book she had gotten for Joe. She said something along the lines of the information was good, but the tips were a little harsh. Their tip for if you have an erection is to turn away from the room. Except, when she said erection, the dehumidifier kicked on, and I heard na-ection. So I stupidly asked what's na-ection? And as soon as I said it I knew I fucked up. My mom looked at me the only way you can look at a collegiate boy who doesn't know what an erection is, said they really aren't teaching you anything at that school, then left. About a half hour later, my dad came down and gave the classic birds and the bees talk, and I wanted to die. Too long didn't read, I misheard my mom say erection. She thought I didn't know anything about sex, and I had to sit through the sex talk again. I love a good na-ection. Side effects of na-ection may include insomnia, increased heart rate, seminal emissions, decreased blood flow to the brain, overconfidence, calluses, crusty towels, general decrease in cognitive functions, offspring, death by snoo. These side effects are normally mild to moderate. In some cases these side effects may be serious, and may require copious masturbation. Please notify your doctor if your na-ection lasts more than 4 hours so you can receive your medal. Oh god, this is going to be one of those posts that goes viral. What's na-ection? Ask your doctor if na-ection trademark is right for you. Did you explain the misunderstanding to your dad or just let him go on? And most importantly, did you learn anything you didn't already know from his talk? No new information lol. I tried to explain to him at first, but eventually I gave up and let him talk. As a parent, I feel like this shouldn't be a talk but an ongoing conversation. Same with drugs. Remove the taboo and things don't seem so cool anymore. That said, the college I attended had quarterly sex ed classes because it wasn't taught at home or in school and there was a problem with high STIs and unplanned pregnancies. I commend your school. This is information that needs to be known. Lack of this knowledge has such life-changing consequences, that not teaching it just boggles my mind. Why do I feel like I would do this? Smiley face. Today I fucked up by recreating the prank with the snapped pasta and broken neck. As some of you may have seen, someone tried to prank their wife with a piece of pasta as if they had broken their neck. Unfortunately, I thought it would be a great idea to recreate that on my mum. I had been planning it for all of 2 minutes, so after I woke up, I grabbed a piece of fusilli pasta and out it in my mouth. I then went to ask my mum to massage my neck cause it hurt. Our mum is one of the kindest souls I've ever met, but she's certainly faint-hearted. It's a massive fuck up that I didn't think about this beforehand, because she started massaging my neck. I bit through the pasta, which barely made a sound, then slumped onto the floor. My mum heard it and immediately broke down. I couldn't keep it for a second before immediately feeling extreme guilt, and spent the most of the next half hour trying to console her. Moral of the story, if someone posts about how they fucked up, it's a good idea to not deliberately try and fuck up in the same way. TL, doctor, tried to prank my mum into thinking she broke my neck. She immediately broke down and I felt really bad. That is awful, and how did you not think about that? Exactly. I don't think any amount of apologies would make up for what I did to her. That's really sad. But you have a really great mom. Don't prank her next time if she thinks for even a millisecond someone is hurt. Damn it, I was going to recreate it with my wife, but I guess 2 people saying don't do it should be a sign it's a bad idea. 3rd time's the charm, pal, go for it. Today I fucked up by I too shall fuck in an upwardly direction. Don't make it a double. Today I fucked up. You need to do something really thoughtful and nice for her. Today I fucked up by getting my mom to help wipe jizz off my body. So obviously not today, a long time ago in my grim dark teenage past. Like all teenagers, I'd recently discovered the joys of masturbation. While visiting my mum, my parents were separated. I had to share a room with my siblings, which meant no fun times with Lady Palm and her 5 daughters during my normal bedtime routine. Because of this I had to get inventive, which was basically me just jacking it in the shower. Now I was pretty new at this and was completely unaware about the unique properties of semen, and more specifically its interaction with hot water. At some point during one of my special showers I managed to get myself into a mess and cover myself in hot man load. No probs, I'll just wash it off in the shower. All good. So fast forward a few minutes, I'm in my towel drying myself off, and I noticed some sticky, almost rubbery white substance on my stomach. I couldn't figure out what it was. I tried getting it off, but it was really sticky and just flaking off. So I did what all kids do when they are in a sticky situation and got my mum to help out. I showed her and she was about as puzzled as I was about what it was. I mean, I just had a shower, where could it have come from? She tried a few things to get it off. I think in the end we used some of her nail polish remover. I think at some point she may have liked her thumb and tried to smudge it off, but that might just be my brain playing tricks on me. All good. It wasn't until years later, after a similar incident with hot jizz and hot water, I managed to put 2 and 2 together. My heart sank. It felt like a bowling ball was weighing down my insides. I cringed so hard I felt like I was going to fold inside out. The thought of getting my mum to help me clean up my cum-stained body. I only hope and pray she never made the connection and stayed as blissfully naive as I was. It's been about 20 years later and the intrusive thought still manages to barge its way to the front of my brain at the dead of night when I'm trying to get to sleep. Too long didn't read. Mixed semen with hot water and made a sticky glue. Got my mum to help clean it off, me not knowing what it was at the time. A. She knew. B. She's probably seen and dealt with a lot worse. C. It's not a big deal, it's over lol. That is a property of semen that I didn't know about. We'll have to test it out later. I never knew it had to do with the temperature of the water. Cold water just washes it right off. I've been using hot for years and assumed that was normal. At least your arms weren't broken. Semen for the most part contains a lot of protein, like egg whites, or the pink fluid thingy that comes out of meat before cooking it. What happens to those 2 last things when you suddenly put them in a high temperature environment, like say, cooking them? That's right, the same thing that happened to your load on those situations. So, use cool water to wash it off then? Smiley face. She has probably said the same thing. I knew exactly what it was. I cracked a blanket in half that same day.